Hey, didn't see you there. Hello, and welcome to the final session of reading My Immortal, the best fanfiction in the world. I've instantly forgotten where we were up to last time, so let me pull up the website of My Immortal. Here we go. We're up to chapter 37 last time, and it was in Draco's perspective, which is why I was confused last time. Don't know what happened there, but we're here now, and you get a half an hour recording session. Give me a second. Hi, I just started. Nice! I didn't expect you guys to be up this early, but here we are. Thank you. Crap. Where is chapter 37? Okay. Well, I'm gonna start reading now. And here we go. I'll just start reading from here because I don't remember when we left off. Okay, Professor Sinister isn't here. What the fuck should we do? Asked Draco. Suddenly, he looked at the sign on the black wall. Oh my fucking Satan! I screamed as I read it. On it, everyone said Professor Sinister is away. She is too gothic. She is in Azkaban now. Classes shall be taught by Dumbledore, who is back, but he shall not be principal for now. Sincerely, Professor Rumbridge. OMFG! I shouted angrily. How could they do that? Suddenly, Dumbledore came.
What the hell are you doing in my office?
He began to shoot angrily. Suddenly, I saw Morty McFly's black Tim machine. I jumped seductively into it, leaving Draco and Vampire. Suddenly, I was back in Tim. I looked around. It was Professor Slutborn's office. I sneaked around. Suddenly, I saw the amnesia potion on his desk. It was black, with blood-red pentagrams in it. It was the shape of a cross. I put it in my pocket. Suddenly, the door opened. It was Professor Slutborn.
OMG, what are you doing, fucker?
He shouted angrily.
I don't know what the fuck are you doing,
I shouted angrily. Oh, sorry, I was just looking around, because I thought it was class, you said, finally hoping he wouldn't see the potion in your pocket.
Oh, okay, you can go now,
said Professor Slutborn. You went to the conman room after putting on my clothes. Silas, Samara, and Snap were there, practicing Vampires I Will Never Hurt You by MCR. Oh, hi, you guys, I said seductively. Where's Satan?
Oh, he's coming,
said Sirius.
BGW, you can call me Hades now.
Suddenly, Satan came. He was wearing a smexy black leather jacket, black Congress shoes, Slipknot t-shirt, and a black tie. Okay, I will see you guys at the concert, I said, and then I went with Satan. Chapter 38. Author's note. What does everyone think if I end the story and then I add some two after it? Oh yeah, and stop flaming and Prebs stop flaming if you not like the story, then make my quiz, okay? Then you will see if you're gothic or not. Satan and I walked to his car. It was black, with pentagrams all over it. On the license plate said 666, just like Draco's car. I went in it seductively. Satan started to drive it. We talked about Satanism, lol, he was named after Satan, cutting to ting, music, and being gothic.
Oh my fucking Satan, Gerard is so fucking hot.
Voldemort agreed as we smoked some mead. Cause bi guys are hot, they are so sensitive, I love them, lol, goes fucks a bi guy. Well, I literally decided not to commit suicide when I heard Helena, I said in a flirty voice. Hey Satan, do you know the cure when people are addicted to Volxamort Cereurium? Well, he thought,
I think you have to drink some vampire blood. Suddenly, Voldemort parked the car behind a back movie theater. Satan and I walked outside. We went into the movie theater. They were showing The Exorcist. In it, and a boy and a girl were doing it. Suddenly, serial killer came in, lol. Satan and I laughed at the blood, 'cause we're sadists. When Satan was watching the movie, I had an idea. I took Satan's Black Nightmare Before Christmas cigar sexily from his pocket and put some amnesia potion on it. I put it back in his black mild strange bag. Satan turned around and started to smoke it. Black clouds with red pentagrams in them started to fly around everywhere. OMG, Satan said, jumping up. I gasped because I was afraid he noticed. Enemy, guess what? I knew that the amnesia potion had worked. Amnesia potion has not been invented yet, so it will not work, he said. Too bad, 'cause I wanted to use some on you. Kill, I raised my eyes suggestingly, and then he took off my clothes sexily and we started to make out. I took off his shit. He just had a six-pack, just like Gerard Way. We Frenched. Excuse me, but you're going to have to leave, shouted the lady behind us because she was a prep. Fuck you, I said. Suddenly, I attacked her, sucking all her blood. No! She screamed. All the preps in the theater screamed, but everyone else crapped, 'cause Satan and I looked so cute together. Satan and I started to walk outside. Zom, how did you do that? Voldemort asked in a turned-on voice. I'm a vampire, I said as we went into the car. Seriously? He gasped. Yeah, seriously, I said, drinking some beer. Satan started to drive the car. I smelled happily. It's too bad we couldn't get to see the rest of the movie, don't you think? Yeah, I said as we kissed passively. Satan parked the car in a black driveway next to the place where Draco and I had watched GC for the first time. We went inside where Marilyn Manson was playing and started to mosh, lol. Anti-people, now you've gone too far, Jesus Christ superstar. See Marilyn on stage. We did the devil fingers. I started to dance really close to Satan. He was so schmexy. He looked at me all emo with his gothic red eyes, and he looked exactly like Mikey Way. I almost had an orgasm. Suddenly, Marilyn Manson stopped singing. I would like to present... ... X Black X Tears X, he said. I ran on stage. Lucy and Samara, Snap and Hades were there. They started to play their instruments. I got on Starg. Well, if you wanted honesty, that's all you had to say, I sang. I did not own the lyrics to that song. My voice sounded like a pentagram between Amy Lee and a girl version of Gerard Way. Everyone clapped. Satan got an eructation. I'm not okay, I sang finally. Suddenly, Lucien started playing the wrong song, my mistake. OMFG, yelled James. What the fuck? Whoops, I'm sorry, said Lucien. You fucking asshole, James shouted angrily. You guys are such pricks. Shit. Snap said. Come on, it was a mistake. Yeah, oh my god, I keep dropping everything. Yeah, it's not his fault, said Sirius. No, he ruined the fucking song, yelled Samara. You guys stop. I chateaued angrily, but it was too late. They all began to fight. Suddenly, Samara took out his knife. OMFG no, shouted Lucarin, but it was too late. James tried to shoot off his arm, and then I jumped sexily in front of the bullet. No, yielded everyone, but it was too late, and suddenly everything went back. Chapter 39. Oh, thank God it's Chapter 39. I am a trolling genius, lols. Disclaimer, I do not own the Harry Potter series, and I am not the real XXX Bloody Wrists XXX. Author's note. I am an extremely immature, pathetic girl, I know. Out of boredom, I cracked this girl's passy for fun, and it took less 8 minutes to do it too, and will probably get a shitload of trouble. Which I probably deserve, because being a giant troll right now, meh. And I present to you my crappy part in this story. And take note, I haven't even finished reading this fic yet, but instead skim over to chapter 38. Flame, laugh, do whatever you want, preps. I, the American wearing British vampire suit, coughed up blood. Satan kneeled beside me. No, don't die. I gave him a rueful smile. I'm sorry, it's something I had to do to fulfill my duty as the noble Gothic Mary Soon. Satan sobbed. I love you, Ebony. I love you too. I'll see you in hell, I mumbled, already finding my surroundings fading to black. Bloody Mary Smith popped up in the room for no apparent reason. She frowned when she realized the room was oddly quiet, but at the sight of Ebony's lifeless body, she screamed. Her face became pale with horror. She screamed of the healers, Dumbledore, McGoogle, and every single Gothic person she could think of. Suddenly, a glow started to surround the body of Ebony. Everyone stared in shock. Her body started to lift ever so slowly, and then, to everyone's shock, it started to incinerate. When everyone realized what was happening, they rushed over to try and rescue the body, but it was too late because Sue became nothing more than a pile of ashes. A loud resound of everyone bellowing, "No!" filled the room. A flash of white light from the ashes then started to bounce around the room. Everyone cowered in fear and was simply blinded. When it was all over, things changed. All the silly Glothgos dropped from everyone's body. Author's note, I will refuse to explain how the hell that happened. And in their place, clothes that the characters would normally wear in canon appeared on their bodies. When everyone got over the shock of becoming free of the Gothic power, everyone cheered. Everyone started singing, "Ding dong, the Sue is dead." Well, that is, until all the HB characters realized the true implications of becoming more like canon again. All the characters who were supposed to be dead fell to the floor, their bodies becoming cold and lifeless. Harry and Voldemort started dueling. On the left side of the two, the battle of the light side and dark side were reaching a climax. And, because of the replacement author also likes to screw around with canon, Draco and Hermione fled the scene and got married. Meanwhile, down in hell, Ebony shed a single tear because of her current situation. A situation that would live on for all of eternity. Or, at least until the end of the fanfiction time. She had lost it all, but she knew that she had to remain strong. Nothing would ever break her down. She started to look over her pale body and frowned. Where are my emo clothes? She asked herself in confusion, and then it occurred to her. For her shirt, she was wearing a bright pink polo with a little seagull on the front, right or left, I can't remember, side. Below that, she was wearing a denim miniskirt with a destroyed look on it. Paired underneath that skirt were leggings with a little moose at the bottom, and then Ebony realized, on her shoulder, she was carrying a pretty bag with an eagle on it that said "Live Your Life" written all over the bag. Ebony suppressed the urge to scream. Here she was, decked out in clothes prepped to the extreme, wearing stuff from Abercrombie and Fitch, American Eagle, and Hollister. Panicked, Ebony hastily tried to take off the Hollister polo, but underneath it, there was another Hollister polo underneath. Ebony frowned and looked under her shirt. All she saw was a bra underneath. Dare I point out that it's from the Aerie line available at American Eagle. Ebony tried to remove the shirt again, but to her station, there was yet another polo to replace it. "This is unlogical and does not make any sense!" Ebony bellowed out into the air. She failed to see the irony in her statement, how hypocritical her words were, seeing as she was practically calling the kettle black here. Ebony slit her wrists and mumbled to herself, "Oh my god." End of crapfic. Author's note. Oh yeah, if you want to see the original content this chick had planned for this chapter, I accessed it through the document manager thingy, which I copied and pasted so you can read it here. Now begins the actual chapter 38? Yeah, 39. Author's note. "Set the preps up, get a life, you suck, and from now on I'll be on vacation in England until like August, so I won't be able to update for a while. Lols. Thanks everyone who revoyed except the prebs who flamed fuck you. MCR rules, 666. I woke up in the nurse's office on a special Gothic coffin. Hagrid was in the bed opposite me in a coma, 'cause Vampire and Draco had bit him up. Mr. Norris was leaving the room. Oh my Satan, what happened? I screamed. Suddenly, Voldemort came. He looked less mean than usual. Get the fuck out, you fucking bastard, I yielded. Wait, who's this? Thou have not killed Vampire yet, he said angrily. Then he started to cry tears of blood, all selective. Voldemort? OMFG, what's wrong? I asked. Suddenly, Lucy and Professor Sinister and Sirius came. Bloody Mary and Vampire were with them. Everyone was holding up black boxes. Voldemort disappeared. OMFG, Obi, you're alive! Screamed Vampire. I hugged him and Bloody Mary. What the fuck happened? I asked him. Oh my Satan, am I like dead now? I gasped. Emily, you were almost shot, said Sirius, but the bullet could not kill you, since you were from another time. But thanks anyway, said Lucian, holding out his arm. I gasped. He had 2 arms. OMFG, I can't believe Vampira's dad shot you, I gasped. Well, to be honest, Snap was possessed by Snap back then, said James. Yeah, 'cause he was a spy, Sirius said sadly. He really was a Death Eater. And he was such a fucking poser, said Lucian. He didn't even know who GC were until I told him. Well, anyway, everyone started to give me presents. I was opening a black box with Ref 666. There was a DVD of Corpse Bride in it, and then I gasped. Mr. Norris looked up angrily because he hated goths. Hey, has anyone fucking seen... Oh, wait, no. Hey, has anyone fucking seen Draco? I asked gothically. No, Draco told me he would be watching Hose of Wax, said Professor Trevelry. He doesn't know that you're better. Anyway, Denor said you could get up. Come on. I got up suicidally. Lucian, Sirius, and Professor Sinister left. I was wearing a black leather nightgun. Under that I had sexy black leather bra trimmed with black lace, with a macking left thong that said Gothic Girl on the butt, and sexy fishnets that kind of hooked up onto my thong. If you don't get the idea, message me, I'll tell you. I put on black fishnet under a black MCR t-shirt, a black leather minivan with black lace and Congress shoes. I left the hospital rings with Bloody Mary, Willow, and Vampire. OMFG, let's celebrate, gasped Widow. We can go to the House of Wax with Draco, giggled Vampire. Let's go listen to GC and cut ourselves, 666, said Hermione. We opened a corner men room door sexily, and then I gasped. Draco was there, doing it with Snap. He was wearing a black t-shirt with 666 on the front, and baggy jeans. He wears clothes while having sex? Okay. You fucking prep! We all yielded angrily. Yeah, you betrayed us! Shouted Vampire angrily as he took out his black gun. No, you don't understand! Screamed Draco sadly as he took his thingy out of Snake's. No shit, you fucking preppy bastard! Said Willow, trying to attack him. You rock, girl. I ran suicidally into my room, and I took a stake out. Enemy, no! Screamed Draco, but it was too late. I had slit my wrists, and with it, everything went black again. Sincerely, an author who will silently not reveal her identity because she's a coward. Also known as just a troll with rocks for brains. Chapter 40. Lol, someone has taken my account over. The idiot's note. Well, this is... Alright, this is where it actually accidentally repeats. Give it a second. Here we go. Chapter 41. Arthur's note. To everyone who kept flaming this, get a live. I bet you probably all know who Gerard Way is. You probably all preps and losers. Anyway, someone hacked into my account in November and they put up my last chapter, but now there is a new one. I'm sorry not for updating G for a while, but I've been really busy. I've been trying to finish the story before the movie comes out. I'm gone on a vacation, means I probably won't be back in about 2 weeks. OMFG, Draco is so hot in all the pics from the new movie. I wanted to put them in a cameo by Gerard Way, lol. He Hassad played Draco. If you flame, I'll slit my wrists. Raven, you rock, girl, have fun, and I'm glad. When I woke up, I was in a strange room. I looked around. I was wearing the same outfit I had when I was on when I performed with X Black Tier X. I looked around confusedly. It was the nurse's office, but it looked different. On the wall was a pic of Marilyn Manson. Just imagine that he is an 80s gothic band too, okay? He is much older than Panic at the Disco or MCR. At the Disco or MCR. There was also a gothic Black Beatles calendar with a picture of the Beatles wearing eyeliner and black clothes. On it said 1980. OMFG, I'm back in Tim again, I screamed loudly. Suddenly, Satan, this is actually Voldemort for photo reference, Voldemort was was wearing a black leather jacket, black tight jeans, and fishnet pants. He looked so sexy, I almost had an orgy.
OMFG, Annabelle, are you okay?
He asked gothically. Yeah, I'm okay for your information, I snapped sexily. OMG, am I dead? 'Cause I remembered I had jumped in front of the bullet from James' gun. I also remember King Draco doing it with Snap. I guessed that I had slit my wrists and I went back in time instead of dying. I knew I could go forward in time if I had found the time turner or the time machine.
No, you're not dead,
Satan reassured suicidally as he smoked a cigarette sexily and smoke came all over his face.
You're a vampire, so you can't die from a bullet. Come on now, let's go see how Harry's dad is doing.
I know that the real reason I didn't die from the bullet is because I was from the future. WTF! James almost shot Lucius, I said diagonally. I knew that James had been possessed, but I didn't want him to know I knew.
Yeah, but I know he had a headache because he was under a lot of stress,
Satan reasoned evilly. I guess that is okay, I said, because James hadn't really shot Lucian, and I also knew that Lucian would now have 2 arms instead of 1. I walked seductively outside with Satan. Suddenly, I saw a totally sexy gothic bi guy. How could you tell that he's bi just from looking at him? He had bleached brown hair with black streaks up to his ears, and he was wearing gothic black eyeliner, a black Green Day shirt. It totally showed Billy with blonde hair because it was the 80s, black Converse shoes, and baggy black pants. He walked all sexily, like Gerard Way in the video for I Don't Like 3. You look I did yesterday, and you could see a black tear on his face, because they're filming in the video. Hey, he said all quietly and gothically. Who the fuck is that? I asked angrily, because I did not know him. This is Hedwig, said Voldemort. He used to be an ex-Black Tears X2, but he had to drop out because he broke his arm. Hey, Hedwig, I said seductively, even though I was not trying to be. Lol, hi, enemy, he answered, but he ran away because he had a hair of magical creature. He was humming Welcome to the Black Bird under his breath. I know that is not 80s, but pretend it is okay. Bye, I said all sexily. That was Hedwig. He used to be my boyfriend, but we broke up, Satan said sadly, looking at his black nails. Oh, MFG, I can get you back together, I said, fingering something I didn't know what I was in my pocket. A black coot was what we aimed for the video I peeled that I could take videos with. Does anyone else know about them? They kick ass. Okay, forget about your classes for now, Hedwig. I'm going to show you something great. I led them to the black hole. Come on, you guys. Lucian, James, Sirius, and Snake were all in the great hall. Lucian wouldn't talk with James because he had tried to shoot him.
Go fuck yourself, you fucking douche,
he shouted at them.
Draco is never going to be friends with Vampire now. Yeah, go fuck yourself, Samara.
Snape agreed, but I knew he was lying because it had been his fault that James had almost shot Lucian. Be quiet, you guys, I said sexily. The plan was working out great. Now I could make Voldemort good without doing it with him. Now Vampire's dad would never die, and okay, Satan and Hagrid, you guys can start making out, I said, and I started to film them with the iPod. Cool, said Sirius and Voldemort and Hedwig as they started to make out sexily. We watched as they started to take off each other's clothes sexily. Samara, Sirius, Snake, and Lucian all watched because they were probably bi. I knew Snape was bi.
Oh my fucking god! Voldemort! Voldemort!
Screamed Hedwig as his Glock touched Voldemort's. This is the first thing that I'm doing today. I have not spoken a word before I started this recording. I'm not doing well. But suddenly, everyone stopped as the door opened and in came Dumbledore and Mr. Norris. Chapter 42. 3 more chapters, guys.
The Black Parade. Author's note. OMG, the new book is coming out really soon. I cannot wait. I think that Snap would be really the same person as Voldemort, since they are both half-blood, so they will explain why he killed Dumbledore and hated Harry. And then Harry will have to commit suicide, so Voldemort will die, because he was really be a Horcrux. OMG, I hope that Draco and Harry get together. That would be so schmexy, wouldn't it? If they don't, then JKR is homophobic. Boy, do I have news for you. Thanks for the help with facts, Medusa, you rocks. I sat all depressedly in Dumbledore's office with Hedwig, Sames, Jayton, Sirius, Snap, and Lucian. Dumbledore was sitting in front of us cruelly. He looked more young than he did in the future. He had taken the iPod away, and was now listening to a shitty Avril Lavigne song. What the hell is this anyways? He cackled meanly. I hope he didn't find out that I was from another time. Whatever you do, don't play Ibony, you jerk, Satan said. Yeah, seriously. She was just trying to get Hedwig and Satan back together, Sirius said deviantly. Be quiet, you Satanists, Dumbledore cockled. If you're lucky, I'll probably send you all to Azkaban. That'll teach you to grow up. That will teach you to grow up hating the Great Hall. He changed the song on the iPod to an NSYNC song. Suddenly, I noticed something about the iPod. It was slowly changing. Dumbledore didn't notice. You fucking poser, I muttered. I bet you've never heard of GC, Jane said. No, I watched the iPod was changing into Morty McFling's time machine. I'm breaking down. Shut up, Johns, Draco Dad shouted. Yeah, shut up. No, you shut up, Dumbledore, said Tom. I've had enough of you Satanists in my school, shouted Dumbledore spuriously. Suddenly, I grabbed the iPod from him. Everyone, jump in before it is too late. I jumped into it. Suddenly, one other person jumped in. It was Satan. You dunderheads! Screamed Dumbledore wisely as we went. I looked around. I was in the Slytherin common room with Satan. I was wearing a black plaid miniskirt with hot pink fishnets, a sexy MCR black corset, and black stiletto boots with pink pentagrams on them. My earrings were like Satanist sins, and my raven hair was all around me to my mid-back. Hey cool, where is this? He asked in an emo voice. This is the future. Dumbledore's iPod that he tried to take away from me was also really a tin machine. I told him. Cool, what's an eye patch? He whimpered. It's something you use to listen to music. I yacked. OMFG, cool. What's a 4-letter word for dirt? He ezzed in the sexy voice. I guess sand? I laid confusedly. Yeah, I was just trying to make sure you were still the same person. He triumphantly giggled. Suddenly, some of my friends came in. No, false alarm. OMG, you're fucking alive, said Ginny, wearing a black leather jacket, black baggy pants, and a gothic from the first to last shirt. I explained to her why I was alive. Konnichiwa, bitch, said Willow. She was wearing a black corset showing off her boobs, with lace all around it and red stripes on it. With that, she was wearing a black leather mini-skirt, big black boots, white foundation, black eyeliner, and red eyeshadow and black lipstick. Hey, motherfucker, said Diablo with his red hair. He was wearing a black Panic at the disco shirt and baggy back pants. Hey, who's that Ibony? Bloody Mary questioned as she walked in wearing a black t-shirt with a red pentagram on it and lace at the bottom, red pants with black lace and black stoly toes. Oh, it's Satan, I told her, and she nodded, knowing the truth. Suddenly, Satan started to cry. Are you okay, Satan? We asked concernedly. OMFG, you're from the future. What if you don't like him anymore because we're from different times? He asked. No, I still like you, I said sexily to him. Okay, he said reassuredly. I let him listen to Teenagers by NCR on my iPod while I was about to go outside to find some things. I gave Diablo a signal to keep Satan occupied. Satan fell asleep. I took the iPod. I was about to walk outside. Professor Sinister ran in. She was wearing a gothic black mini dress with depressing black stripes, white and black striped ties, and red Converse shoes. She was wearing lots of black linen. Oh my fucking god, where's Draco? How did Snap get back here? I thought he was in Azkaban. I asked sadly. Oh, that was me. Enemy, I'm so worried about you, but I know that you can't fucking die because you're a vampire. Snape came back because that girl, Brittany, freed him. I never liked her, she was a bad student. Travelry said reassuredly. That bitch! Did she also help free Hagrid and Lupin? I shooted angrily. I hated Brittany because she was a fucking prep. Yes, they were on the loose at the school. Dumbledore is back. Cornelia is on his way to help everyone. Tell everyone you see to lock themselves into a common man room. Travelry said worriedly. Okay, but where's Draco? How come he was doing it with Snap? I don't know why, but he almost tried to commit suicide after he saw you almost kill yourself, she said. OMFG, that's terrible, I said. Satan was still asleep, so we couldn't tell what was going on. Then I said, listen everyone, I have something independent to do. In her, everyone stay. With that, I ran out. Good luck, Tara, everyone cried. I ran sexily down the stairs into the great hall, where the portraits were looking at me scaredly. There was hardly anyone else near the stairs, and there was an atmosphere of horror. On the way, I saw Brittany laughing on the stairs. She was wearing a slutty pink shirt with flowers in it, a blue jean skirt, Abercrombies, and pink stilettos. She looked just like a pentagram of those fucking preps Hilary Duff and Lindsay Lohan. You fucking bitch! I shouted angrily. No, you're totally a bitch. Now Voldemort will, totally kill you, she laughed. Crazy ass! I shouted selectively, pointing my black wand, and she started screaming because she was being tortured, and I laughed sadistically. No! Help me! Please! Brittany screamed terrifiedly. I put up my middle finger at her. In her hand, I saw the video camera of Snape and Lumpkin had been used to take the video of me. I put the tape of Voldemort doing it with Hagrid onto it. Then I continued to run from the stairs with the camera. When I had reached the Great Hall, I had seen Vampire Potter. LMG, Vampira! I yielded. We hugged each other happily. He looked at me with his gothic red eyes and black spiky hair. Around them were black eyeliners and eyeshadow, the new Apple product. I'm having a crisis. He was wearing a black leather jacket and leather pants and a Panic at the Disco concert shirt and black leather Congress shoes. He looked more like Gerald from The Good Charlotte than ever. Did you hear the song The River? It rocks. I was so worried you were dead, mood Vampire. I know, but I'm a vampire, lol. When I woke up, it was in 1980s, so no way I would Voldemort when he was young with me. Where's Draco? I asked spuriously. Draco? You mean that... Wait, Draco, you mean the fucking person who betrayed you? Vampire snarked with anger in his sexy voice. I know, but we have to find him, I said smartly. I'll do it then, Harry said angstily. Okay, I agreed. Suddenly, all the lights in the room went out, and... ouch. And then, the dog mark appeared. Oh my fucking Satan, Harry shouted. I think Voldemort has arrived. I said anxiously. Fuck. She spelled fuck right for once, oh my god. I have to find Draco. I guess we should separate. Okay, Vampire said, disparating. Sadly, I went into the Great Hall. Chapter 43, 2 more chapters left. Dear God. I'm so close. Author's note. I think after this I will have about 2 more, 3 or more chapters. Fate to order reviewers, not disclaimers. If you had flamed the stories, then you suck. If you flamed them, fuck you. I walked sexily into the Great Hall. It was empty except for one person. Draco was there. He was sitting in the deadly blonde with his black 666 t-shirt and baggy back pants. He had slit his wrists. 111. I felt mad at him for having sex with Snape, but I also felt sorry with him. He looked just like Gerard Way with his red eyes and pale white face. Draco, are you okay? I asked. I'm not okay! He screamed desperately. I thought of the MCR song and then I got even more depressed, because that song always makes me cry. I gave him a pot cigarette and then he started to smoke it. "Oh, Draco, why did you deal with that fucking bastard Snape?" I asked tearfully. Draco began to say, but suddenly Mr. Lupin and Mr. Norris appeared in the room. They didn't see us. "I was so glad me and Snape were freed," said Lupin. "Damn, this job would be great if it wasn't for the fucking students." Mr. Norris agreed. "Pop Adelium!" I yelled angrily, pointing my wand at them. "No!" Lupin shouted as chains came onto him. That's kinky. Mr. Norris ran away. "You fucking perv," I said, laughing with depths of evil and oppressiveness in my voice. "Now you will have to tell us where Voldemort is, or I'm going to torture you." "I don't know where he is," said Lupin. Suddenly, Satan and Vampirosa came into the room. Vampire doesn't know who Satan was really. "Oh my Satan, we were so worried about you guys," Vampire said. I looked sexily at Draco with his gothic black eyes, with contacts, black t-shirt that had 666 on it, and pale skin like Gerard Way. Vampire with his sexy black hair and red eyes like Frankie Arrow, and Satan, who looked just like Brandon Urie just then. I selectively looked at the caramel from my pocket, and then I began Frenching Draco sexily. Lupin gasped. Draco began to take all of his clothes off, and I could see his white sex pack. Then Vampire took off his own clothes too. We were all making out together sexily. I took off my black leather bra, my black lace thumb, and the rest of my clothes. Everyone took their Glocks out, except for me. They're gonna fucking shoot each other. "Oh, Miss Satan! Draco!" I screamed as he put his hardness in my thingy. Then the thing did the same thing to Harry. I began making out with Satan and he joined in. "OMS!" cried Vampire. Vampire! Vampire!" I screamed. "Oh, Satan!" yelled Harry in plesiory. Lupin watched in shock. We took turns torturing curses on them because we were all sadists. Suddenly, a big black car that said 666 on the license plate flew straight through the windows, and Snap was in it. Chapter 44. This is the end, guys. Author's note. Well, I have nothing to say except everyone stop clamming, okay? If any gothic people reading this, then you rock. OMG, I still cannot wait for the movie. Ton Philpton is so hot. OMG, I hope that Harry will become gothic, because my friend talked about he was really emo in this book. OMFG, I am loving W pretty soon. Cannot wait. This will probably be the last chapter until I come back. "That's McCur!" shouted Draco angrily, but suddenly it was revealed who was in the car. It was Snape! I shall free you first, but it must help me kill these idiotic dunderheads," he said cruelly from the car as it flew circumcising above us. "Ebony Darkness Dementia Ravenway must be killed, then the Darkness shall never die." "You fucking prep," yelled Draco. Then he looked at me sadly. "I forgot to tell you, Annabee. Snape made me do it with him. I didn't really like to have sex with him, but he's a ropiest." We put on our clothes quickly, except Satan. We were so scared, but Satan didn't change. Instead, he changed into a man with green eyes, no nose, grey robe, and white skin. He had changed into Voldemort. I knew he would do it all along. He cackled evilly and sarcastically at me. "Now, I shall kill thee all." Thunder came into the room. "No, please don't kill us," pleaded Vampire. Suddenly, Willow, Bloody Mary, Diablo, Janie, Dracula, Fred, and George, Hagrid, McGonagall, Dumbledore, Sirius, and Lucy and all ran in. "What is the meaning of this?" Dumbledore asked all angrily, and Voldemort looked away. Because Dumbledore is the only wizard he is scared of. He did a spell, and suddenly a broomstick came to him sexily. Voldemort flew outside of the roof evilly on his broomstick. "Oh my goth," Slughorn gasped. Get it? Because I'm gothic? The Dark Lord shall kill all of you. Then you must submit to him." Snape ejaculated menacingly. "You fucking prepper poser pags," Sirius shouted angrily. I know a four-letter word for dirt. Cruciatus, screamed Harry, but the sparks from his wand only hit Draco's car. It fell down. Snap quickly crawled out of it and picked up the studio camera. Oh my fucking god! I cried because of the camera with me in the bathroom, the video of me doing it with Draco, and the Satan doing it with. If you kill me, then these videos will be shown to everyone in the skull. Then you can just be like that gothic girl Paris Hilton. He laughed meanly. No, I screamed. FYI, I have a picture of you doing it with Lupin. What is she talking about? Lupin slurred as he sat in chains. I saw too, she's gonna show everyone the picture. Harry shouted angrily. Shut up! Lumpkin roared. Foolish, ignorant fez, yelled Voldemort from his broomstick. Thou all die soon. Think again, you fucking muggle poser, Hagrid yelled, and then he and Diablo and Navel both took out black guns, but Voldemort took out his own one. You guys are in a Latin standoff, I shouted despairingly. I heard Neville's wand, cried Voldemort, and suddenly Neville's wind was in his hands. Now I shall kill you all, and Evany, you will die. He made lightning come all over the place. Save us! Wait. Save us, 7B! Dumbledore cried. I cried sexily. I just wanted to go to the common room and slit my wrists with my friends while we watched Shark Attack 3 and Soldier and do it with Draco, but I just knew I had to do something more important. Abracadabra! I shouted. And that, my friends, is the end of my Immortal. Thank you for coming to my reading. It has been a time. Thank you for joining me, my friends and family. Not my family. If my family saw this, I would be mortified. Thank you for listening. Thank you for Raina, who's been here the most, I think. Kaylee, Maya, the one time yesterday where literally like half the channel was on. Thank you for listening to my bad reading of my Immortal. This is the first thing I did today. I woke up, realized my parents were gone, and decided that this should be the first thing I do. Yeah, so thanks for listening to my TED Talk, and this is me signing out from reading my Immortal for the last time. Thank you for listening, gamers. Farewell.